So here's this week's NASS current event.
All right. Well, recently, and I believe actually, Kevin, you were in the episode last time when we had the last current event that had to do with the Friday the 13th series. So there's been an
Mm.
update.
Ooh.
As before, things had fallen apart. They had let go of the showrunner, and it was things were looking iffy. But they have now brought in a new showrunner. His name is Brad Caleb, and he is also the showrunner of another horror series that's coming up called Welcome to Derry, the It
Ooh.
series that's coming
Yes.
out. Some of the things he's actually been a writer on some popular shows like Warrior, which was
Mm.
on HBO, and the old Sci-Fi Fringe series. He was also a writer on that one. He's produced a lot of things. So they have someone coming in with a little bit of a little bit of history. What are you guys' thoughts of them finally getting another showrunner and getting things back on board? Kevin, start with you.
Oh, yeah, I remember when we talked about this last time, you destroyed my dreams and told me that the series is canceled. And I was just like, but I just saw this. I'm like, no, don't do that. Yeah, dude, I'm excited. I feel like that would be a really good series. And especially, I mean, I don't know anything about the Welcome to Derry series. I did hear about that. And if it's the same showrunner and they're pulling him onto this, I mean, the Welcome to Derry It series must be pretty good. But I'm excited, dude. Like I'll never get enough Jason, even if it's dog shit. I'm still gonna watch it and have fun. As long as you have Jason in it and some kills, dude, I'm good.
Yeah. Like a phoenix, your dreams have risen again.
Hmm.
It's funny because I can imagine Kevin just looking at the news like, hell yeah. Like right before we hit record, and as soon as we hit record, there's Jose just smiling. It's been canceled. I literally just
That's
found
exactly what
out.
happened. I'm like, he was the destroyer of dreams. He's Saturday the 14th me.
That's funny.
What about you, Dan? What are your thoughts on things looking like they're back on board?
Yeah, so my first thought was what Kevin said. Like that means the Welcome to Derry must be pretty good, but I'm also afraid of them kind of doing the Colin Trevorrow route. You know what I mean? Remember how when he was released the movie Star Wars quickly nabbed him and had him as like the, for the third part of episode 9.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to kind of overshoot your shot because what if Welcome to Derry is not well received by fans? What if he doesn't do it justice? Now all of a sudden you have this guy tied into this one before the other one even got released. So that's my question. I mean, obviously he must be doing a good job. At least that's what we hope. But like, it's just the fact that he's already got nabbed and he's already working on the second one when the first one hasn't even got released yet. I hope it doesn't pull away from Welcome to Derry. I hope it doesn't hurt the product at all because he's too focused on this one now. So we'll see.
As long as he doesn't release a personal passion project that sucks dog ass. Like, what was that? The
Book of
Book of
Henry.
Henry?
Oh my
Oh man,
God.
did I
Oh,
watch that with you, Dan? I think we
Yes.
did
Yeah.
watch that here. It
Yeah.
was
Yeah. Yeah.
awful.
You, me, Anton, and I don't remember who else, but I remember us sitting there and it got such bad reviews. I remember hearing that fans immediately jumped and said, "We got to get this guy off Star Wars." Like, it's like, it cannot be that bad. And then we sat there and we watched it and it's like, oh God.
Well, not only that, if you're on board to do a really big for like one of the biggest franchises ever, you're like they're gonna hire you to make a Star Wars movie. The one thing that you don't do is anything else beforehand. Like I don't care what it is. Don't tweet, don't even draw a picture and post it. Just keep your mouth shut and just wait for your turn.
Hmm.
But
it's
again, I mean, it also has to do with a series and not a movie. So series takes a lot more planning, I feel, than an actual like movie. And so I feel like we also haven't heard anything about the Dairy series, but I mean, you would figure you would hear something bad if something bad was happening there, but it's not. So I'm all excited. Even if it is bad, I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah. It's weird. I feel I agree, especially if you're going to be brought onto a Star Wars project, because he's not the only one. There's been multiple people who have been brought on. They have a Star Wars project ready to go, and then they mess up somewhere else. It happened with the two guys from Game of Thrones. It happened, I think, with someone else too. They were like, you know what, on second thought, we're gonna take you off of this. We don't need this.
And also, I mean, at this point, when they're just revisiting a bunch of old franchises and stuff, that can always be a little risky and make fans a little bit nervous. But we're at this point where the people who are in charge are the fans who grew up watching this stuff. So I give them a little bit more of a benefit of the doubt to actually like make something good because they were fans with us, like look at Ghostbusters Afterlife, that
Mhm.
director, he was Ivan Reitman's son. And so like he was the first Ghostbusters fan. So when he took the reins and he just made an incredible Ghostbusters movie because he was the first fan. I don't know about this guy, the showrunner for the It series and the Jason series, but hopefully it's at that age group where he grew up watching this stuff, and you know what I mean?
From a quote that I saw, I guess he is a fan. He grew up a
All right,
fan
good.
of it, so that's a plus.
They know
So
what works. They know they don't try to be smarter than the material. When you know the material and you're a fan of it, that's when you have a little bit more leeway to introduce something new because you know how to give the fans what they want and what's familiar, but while also doing something new and exciting.
That's true. And the
yeah,
thing about Friday the 13th series too, it's like it's kind of hard to screw it up a little bit. You know what I mean? Because the
It was always
franchise,
bad.
yeah, it was like always bad. They always took so many risks. The lore doesn't really, there's not like a really deep-rooted lore like it has in other horror movies. Like you give us good kills, like really just give us good kills.
Yeah. Like
That's all I
dogs. I
need.
lo I love dogs. Every single time I see a dog,
Yeah.
it is the
Any of
same
them.
dog to me, and it is great. I don't need to improve dogs. Dogs are great. Every time you look at it, I don't need a new plot twist with dogs. I pet them and watch dog videos all the time.
yeah.
Exactly.
Uh, in the end, I'm just glad that we're back on board. Things were looking a little shaky.
Mhm.
I know um news sites and everything were going into panic mode. Like this is it, it's over, it's done. So I'm glad we're back on board. We got a showrunner. Now hopefully we can start developing a story that can get a good direction. I still trust in A24. I feel they're them removing their previous showrunner, I think is probably their pickiness because they want to do this right. So hopefully that's the case. And sooner rather than later we get a good quality Friday the 13th series.
I just wonder how they would do a series. What it would be. I mean, like multiple episodes. Like I'm just curious because never really seen that before. I mean, there were some Friday the 13th series before, but it was like wasn't it just like horror stories,
Investigators or
different
something. Yeah.
it was
Remember they
something
kind of
like
Yeah.
went like X-Files or something on it, didn't
well, they
it?
did the
Wasn't it
same
that
thing with
one?
Nightmare as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
original idea that was out there is each season is going to be kind of like a remake of a movie. So the first season would be, the first movie. Second season would be the second movie, and just kind of expanding on that. That was the original idea that was thrown out there. Now, I don't know if they're going to go with that or we're going completely fresh. So we will
I
see.
I can't wait for season 8.
Yeah, go to New
Yeah.
York.
Yeah.
They should have
Right.
really done that. Jason Goes to Detroit. That would you would actually make Detroit better.
Or just Jason goes to Iowa and it's like, this is kind of boring. What's in
They wouldn't be
Iowa?
able to do a boat though. He's gonna have to like be on a bus
Mhm.
for the
Just a
entire time,
Greyhound. You see him just staring out a
chasing people
window.
on a bus.
He's just hanging on the back
So
of the
funny.
bus the whole time. He wouldn't be an inside the bus kind of guy. He's
That's true.
under the bus waiting and
Just
getting
hanging
people
out.
on the rest stops.
Do you think he would hang on, or would he like kind of like take like his belt and like tie it around like parts of the bus?
He just clings on. He'll just cling
One
on the
hand,
bottom of it.
one hand.